Hey changemakers, I'm in my car as usual, but I had a few minutes and I wanted to talk to you about something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, which is email list building. And I spend a lot of time on that, and for the last few months I have really been putting a lot of concerted effort and strategy behind building my email list. And I do that in order to build my business, because I know that the more people I have on my list, the more people I can send my content to and give value to, then the bigger that grows, then the more people I have to put my programs in front of and my offers in front of, and hopefully over time they've become really engaged with me and like my content and look forward to receiving it. And that's been really great, and I've used a few different pretty easy, simple, and basically cheap or free tools to do that. I posted about that earlier this week. There's a download you can get, a PDF that shows my favorite 4 list building tools. And the reason why I share it in this group is because I really realize how important it is for nonprofits also to be building their lists. I know that in a lot of where I most recently came from in the association world, email is more of a tool to blast out information. You're sending information about your events, or you're inviting people to things, you're giving out announcements, and really it's just a push out mechanism for your information and what you want to tell people, and it's less about some of the more involved story type based things and information about your organization and bringing them closer to your mission. But that's a topic for another day. But I'm telling you this because list building is so important, because just as in my brain I'm working on building my list in order to build my business, you should be building your list to build your organization. Even when it comes to things like fundraising, which everybody, that's always their top priority, is how do we get more funds? Well, a lot of fundraising really can be boiled down to a numbers game. So it goes to figure that if the more people that you ask or put your ask in front of, the more results you're going to have for fundraising. Now, there's lots of things you can do to improve what your percentage is of, successful gifts. But if you have a list of 100 people and you send out an email appeal asking for them to click and make a donation, you're going to get a certain percentage. If you send that same email out to 200 or 300 or 500 people, hopefully you'll get the same percentage, but that equals a whole lot more people. So list building can be really huge when it comes to building some of the foundation of your your more regular annual individual giving strategies. So to talk more about that, I scheduled a list building boot camp. It's on April 21st, but there's a few dates and times that you can select. It's totally free, and you can get into that boot camp where we're going to spend, an hour to 2 hours talking about email list building, how to do it, how to use those my 4 favorite tactics that specifically are great for nonprofits. They're the challenges, quizzes, journeys, and freebies. And we'll talk about how to set those up easily, simply, so that they're just working behind the scenes, building your list little by little over time, so that by the time you get to your next campaign, you've got a whole lot more people that are interested in your mission, that are interested in what you're saying and what you're doing, and want to participate with you. So to do that, I'll post a link for how to get into that free boot camp. But then I know some of you out there are like, I don't want to put a whole lot of effort bringing people into my email list when I know that they're just going to get on my list and sit there. Like, I don't have a real good strategy or a real good plan for how to engage those people and like have them be happy about being on my email list. Like, we just send to our members because that's how we get information out. And so in order to help you get past that so you can really be focused on list building and getting excited about bringing more people onto your list, I'm having a 3-day email sequence writing challenge. So that's going to be live in a Facebook group, and it'll be over 3 days. It will be free, and it'll be just about 1 hour at noontime Eastern for those 3 days. And we're going to plan, write, and schedule your first or your next email sequence so that when people get on your list, they're getting the proper type of welcome and handhold walkthrough into their first 14, 30, 45 days of membership with you, or as a new donor, as part of your family, your organization family. So once you realize how a sequence can take so much work off of your plate and really provide your new members and donors with a consistent messaging system, like a whole, you know that every person is getting the same type of messages when they come in, and they're getting access to the education that you provide or your programs, or they get a backstage look at what you're doing in your organization, the impact you're making, all of those kinds of things. And you can plan that out, and you know that everyone's getting it and it's set and it's working for you. You don't have to keep writing these emails over and over again, or scheduling them, or worrying about who got what info. Then you will be able to be excited about attracting more people to your email list, and not just using your email as a blast announcement service, and more of a tool of bringing people closer to your mission, really showing them the stories and the impact that you're making, and getting them ready to click that donate button or the volunteer button or whatever action you need them to take to support your mission. They're ready to do that when the time comes. So if you want to get into the list building boot camp, totally free, just check out the links that I post and you can register for that. Download that PDF of the top 4 list building tools that I love to use, and also hop into that email sequence writing challenge. It's not hard. The challenge is just showing up each day for 3 days and just taking the time to really plan out how you're going to do a sequence and make the most of your list building efforts. So hop into any one of those or all of those, and I look forward to digging into email writing and planning and scheduling and all that with you in April. So, all right, have a good rest of your Saturday, everybody. See ya.